Hey everybody, welcome to this behind the scenes bonus process video. Today we're going to take a look at the beautiful song, Tenderly. So let me load up the lead sheet here. Okay, we've got it loaded and I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger here. Hopefully that works. So we're going to talk about creating a chord melody arrangement. Again, I don't have one written, but in this video lesson, we're going to walk through the whole process of doing it. But we're going to start with an analysis of it. Pretty general analysis. This is in the key of F. You'll see one flat. You start on the one chord. And, oftentimes I'll look at the last chord and you'll kind of know like what key it's in by the final chord. Because sometimes the first chord is not the key that you're in, as probably you have learned from playing songs. Be like After You've Gone, maybe, or Just Friends, or something where it starts on the 4 chord or the 2 chord, T for Two or Honeysuckle Rose or something. You don't want to assume that the first chord is the key that you're in. The best way is just to look at the ending chord. And it's not these 3 chords, these are just the turnaround chords on a fake book, but it'd be this chord, the final chord, the F. But more importantly, learn the skills, get the skills to be able to recognize the key signature and to be able to analyze the progression. So I've got a really good exercise that I recommend right away as far as learning how to recognize what key you're into. And then we'll talk about the other chords in this. This is, again, I'm going to walk you through my process of creating an arrangement from scratch. This is not a song that I play often or have played very much for that matter, so it's new to me too. So it's nice to grab a song that's kind of new to me so I can kind of discover things with you. So if we're in the key of F, this is a very important exercise. Always walk through your harmonized scale with 7th chords, especially if we're playing jazz versus triads. F major 7, G minor 7, A minor 7, B flat major 7, C7, the 5 chord, D minor 7, the relative minor. I'm just naming the names of some of these. E half diminished, E minor 7 flat 5 is the 7 chord, and then back to F major 7. And be able just to just run up and down those harmonized scale chords of the key that you're in. So again, in a lot of jazz compositions, jazz writing, these songs, essentially, this one is in the late 40s, mid 40s, they'd use a lot of different techniques, what are called borrowed chords, where you're borrowing from the parallel minor keys, usually. Secondary dominance, that's been around forever. A lot of these are just techniques that have been used by composers throughout history. A lot from Bach, actually, too. He was a big composer, very influential composer, rather, on everyone else. Very dense with these techniques, secondary dominance, borrowed chords from the parallel key, a lot of modal and mixed mode interchange in there, so we'll talk more about that. Tritone substitution, jazzers love that, and diminished substitution. Again, learn these techniques. If you're not familiar, just check out all my theory lessons and any bonus video lessons as well on Patreon. It's all on here, Patreon. Okay, so enough talk here. Let's go ahead and get started on discussing the chord movement here a little bit, and also the melody. So if we're in the key of F major, F is a 1, B flat 7, that's a 4 chord, but it should be major 7, not dominant. And then it's kind of, you'll see what's going on right here, F minor, B flat 7. So this is all kind of belonging to the F minor world. It's almost like going from F major to F minor, the parallel minor key again. So we got to talk about this for a second. If you're in the key of F minor, that can mean a few different things, like F harmonic minor or F Aeolian, most importantly the relative minor, and that's what I'm going to have you be thinking. It can also be F Dorian for that matter. F minor, if it's Aeolian, if it's the natural minor, that's relative to the key of A flat major. Remember the trick, it's always 3 frets apart. Major's up 3, happy, minor's down 3, sad, minor. So if we're in the key of F minor, A flat major, you have these chords. This is also, again, the same exercise we just did, but now we're in A flat. So you have F minor 7, G minor 7, flat 5, which you're going to see here. Here, you can see that a lot. A flat major 7, B flat minor 7. We're going to see that too, B flat minor. I'm just using 7th chords here as an example. C minor 7, D flat major 7, E flat 7. I see that right there. E flat 7. See that you're going to recognize these just by knowing this. This is very common in a lot of these old tunes. By knowing these techniques, this will help you analyze pretty much every song. You can just, every song can be analyzed really. And then finally back to F minor 7. Again, we're in the key of A flat major / F minor 7. Let's do that. F minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, A flat major 7, B flat minor 7, C minor 7, D flat major 7, E flat 7, and F minor 7. So right here, for this portion of it, this B flat 7, it actually belongs really to the F minor world. That's it. And the F minor is a borrowed chord. That's the parallel minor key. That's the one, essentially. But in jazz, we love 2/5 movements, so that's what's happening here. This is also just kind of bluesy, like the 4 chord of a blues, where it goes dominant. But if you watch some of my lessons, like on a blues, I always say take your 1 chord on the 1st chord, then when it goes to the 4 dominant, you make the 1 minor. So yes, I'd be soloing F minor over here, you know, F major here. So this is not a lesson on improvisation, but by knowing your theory, it helps your soloing, single note soloings, of course, too. So again, 1, you got the F minor world stuff here, the 4 dominant, back to the 2 chord, and then the B flat minor should be B flat major in the key of F. This is that, again, back to the key of A flat major, like it's a 2/5. But we can also just think of this as the minor 4 of F minor. And then your F major 1, 2, 3. And then this is a secondary dominant to the G minor, but now it's G minor 7 flat 5. So it is that G minor 7 flat 5 is part of the F minor world. Again, that's, if we're in the key of A flat, that's the 7 chord, but we want to treat it as jazz players do, 2/5, 2/5, and then that A7 of F minor. And then the A7 is the secondary dominant leading us to D minor, and that's pulling us back to F major. So this is all in F minor, and we'll see actually later this is F major, that he's thinking F major because of this note. F minor, F major, F major. It's like, it's very indecisive. Like, are we major or are we minor? Beautiful. I mean, it's a cool tune that way. Composition. And again, knowing this stuff's going to help you treat it with chords, bringing out the flavors correctly. You know, a lot of jazz players just kind of default to their typical licks over chords, but I think by analyzing it like this, you can really get the heart of the song into your improvisations by understanding what the composer's thinking. And not just doing your stock harmonic minor scale lick here because you see C7, you see a 2/5. But the composer, again, is playing that A natural, and we'll talk about that. This is a classic walk down. And this is a D minor 7, D minor 7 / C, which is also F6. This is B minor 7 flat 5, which is D minor 6. So this is all, and that's like Dorian. This is all just D minor stuff. And a little bluesy walk down. This could be B flat 7 like it was earlier. It can also be tritone sub for E7 going to A minor. And you get a 3, 6, 2, 5 back to F. And we'll stop there because it's essentially the same stuff. That's enough analysis. And again, if that is all new to you, please check out my theory lessons on Patreon, where I walk through from day 1 what the chromatic scale is and what the major scale is. I go through all of this over like a 6 to 8 week course. There's a lot of the theory lessons there. Okay, so let's move on now. The next step, learn the melody. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. You know, I'm playing it in time as written. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. So I get the phrasing of how the composer wrote it. 2. That's getting kind of low down there again for chord melody. So we might jump up an octave right there, okay? But we can get started just with that information. That's the major 7, so I just grabbed a major 7 chord. But we can also do it like this. That's the easy way of doing it. So maybe I'll stick with this, the easier. Now that's a bummer. We have the open A string. That's the open A is the F major, but we want A flat for this F minor chord. So I kind of did a little cheat thing here. I just did a power chord with the add G. It'd be like an F sus. I guess you could F sus 2. There's no third. But if you want to make it minor, you'd have to get the third in there. That's where I would do an inversion. But the A flat in the bass there. And now it's A flat, C, F, G. Beautiful. That's an F minor with the 9, because the 9 is in the melody. And again, now this is very important. Such a colorful melody. That's the E note. I usually analyze the long notes. Those are the super important ones. The E is the major 7. In the next measure, the E is the sharp 11. B flat. That's why I did a B flat 9 with a sharp 11. Okay. Gives it a beautiful color. Sharp 11. You can think of it as a flat 5. If I was over here, I might play B flat 7, flat 5. Again, this is a process video. I'm just going through some ideas. Later on, we might try it over here. We might try this. Might try a few different things. Very colorful. And there's that A flat. That's not too typical. It'd be definitely easier to go right here. Or here, F minor 9. So again, chord melody, generally I want to have the melody on the first string or the second string. I don't want it to be really low down here in the 3rd, 4th string. Definitely not on the 6th string, again, unless I have a band backing me up. Then in that case, if I had a rhythm guitar or piano, then I could do it here. 2, 3, 2, 3. Again, that's pretty low, right? You don't have much room to get lower, so that's where you'll probably go up an octave. 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so again, we'll see how low we would actually need to get, and in that case, we might have to kick it up an octave, even if it's on the 2nd phrase or 3rd phrase and not following what's written there. It's okay. Okay, so far again, just to talk about coming up with a chord melody arrangement. Learn the melody first of all. We don't have to go through all that right now. I do have tabs for it up high, but I'm just using the notation right now. F major 7, okay, but if you want it fatter, you do that F major 7, the bass, instead of this. Get it like this. And I like that F major 7 with the flat 5 or sharp 11, the Lydian color like this. I use this for an ending chord. Sounds pretty cool. The evening breeze, 2, 3, caress the trees tenderly, tenderly. This is interesting. The melody's on beat 1, so I went 1, then I hit the chord on 2. Again, that's a rhythmic aspect of where to place the chord, even pretty subtle. But again, that would be more as we were to write out an arrangement or ad lib. Right now, we're just trying to figure out what would be a good harmonization of the melody. That was pretty low down here. And then this B flat. That's a B flat 6 with that open G. But if you want a dominant, you take this F and get to that flat 7. Again, it's all kind of muddy down there, so that's where I'd probably start to go. Then I'd probably kick it up another octave right here. But if we were to stay low down here, let's see how low can we go, right? F, G, B flat, A, and here's G minor. Let's see, in order to get this A note here, you got a G in the bass, B flat, D, and A. That's in G minor add 9. Again, this is not a chord I would use too often, but it's pretty dark, great for solo guitar. If you want the F in here, it'll lighten it up a little bit. Now I've got, this is, by the way, this would be more of what's going to be a shell shape. You have 1, 3, and 7, not just a triad. So you got the 1, the flat 3, the flat 7, and the 9. G, B flat, D, or sorry, skip the D, go to F, and then A. Or do you like this more? Kind of like that more, to be honest, as G minor add 9 or add 2, but it should be a 9, it's above the octave. That's pretty sweet. And then the B flat minor, this is going to be challenging. That's a triad with that over there, the A, but I might just do B flat, D flat, and A natural here. It's a 3-note shape. Pretty cool. I mean, it's good for solo guitar. It's okay. It's not getting lost because, you know, we don't have a bass player or piano to muddy it all up. And then the F. Not much to do here. So that's why we probably would play that up an octave. Okay, we're right here on the F major 7 chord. So I don't know, let's try that again and see how it sounds. This is, again, you gotta explore and audition these arrangements. 2, 3. Forgot what we did. Then maybe. Yeah, I just stuck with it as low as I can go. And it's too low to me at this point. I get 2 notes, you know, the tritone there starts to sound like metal. Which my metal days are, I think they're gone. We'll see what happens. I better knock on wood because maybe I'll come back to playing some metal. But we're focusing on more of a traditional jazz guitar styling here. So I think at that point, you know, I kind of do like the G minor add 9, and then maybe I kick in, you know. Okay, now I'm just reading it here as I'm going along using some stock grip chord voicing. So learn the grip chords for the 6th string and the 5th string and even the 4th string grip chords. I'm going to show you a little routine here. G major 7, because if you don't know this, then you need to go back and do this. G major 7, G dominant 7. This is all on the 6th string root. G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, G dim 7. Similarly, G6, G minor 6. And then I show it to you on the 5th string. I just use C. This is all on Patreon. C major 7, C dominant 7, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5. All the tabs and stuff, C dim 7. It's a routine. C major 6, C minor 6. Let's go to the 4th string. G major 7, G minor 7, or dominant 7, G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, G dim 7, okay, G6, and G minor 6. Those are the 4th string roots. And by the way, those would be as if I was on the 10th fret on the 5th string. Same thing. See? Different shapes, so you have to learn them. G major 7, G dominant 7. G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, and G dim 7, G major 7, G dominant 7, G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, G dim 7, G minor 6, G major 6, and G minor 6. So again, learn those shapes. So that's going to help you a lot. There's a lot that goes into creating a solo guitar arrangement, especially on the fly. And that's where you do have to know like the relationship of the melody note to the chord. So we knew that was a 9. And then for this B flat minor, I didn't say this, but that's a major 7. Actually, I did. That's B flat minor major 7, this chord. I showed it to you here, but I like it higher. And actually, I like the G in there too, so it becomes a minor 6 with the major 7. Very dreamy. And that's an E flat. Here I chose E flat 9. So you can see I kind of jumped up an octave because I think it was getting too low down there. We'll do another version of it up higher or on the B section here. So let's keep going. I do want to show you a neat little trick. See how that note just rings as a singer's just singing that note? Try to do that with your chords. F major 7 with a C here. G minor with a C, that becomes an 11. This is a great chord melody practice. A minor with a C, that's the 3rd. I made it an A minor with the add 9. D7. Put the diminished there, or D7 shell. Shell meaning just 3 notes, like this. And then, and now I'm just having fun with some finger style things again too. This C, so that's just one, that's a walk up. You can just do this too. You could put tritone sub if you wanted. A flat here, A flat 7. Okay, so learn those subs. So you could go beyond face value sometimes too. Okay, G half diminish. That's your flat 5. Notice how dark it is. And then the C, that's the 11. So it's G minor 7 flat 5, which is still B flat. This is equivalent to B flat minor. It's a lot of the same thing. B flat minor 6. And that helps me know what scale to use later when I'm doing my single note improv. Okay, because it brings out the quality of the song. This is very unique here, that A natural, that's C13. Or you can do it here. Now I'm just gonna go a little bit more to my stock style jazz guitar playing and arranging using these grip shapes here. C, half G, half dim, B flat minor 6. Or you can even break it up into single notes. Octaves in this case. But I went like this. And then C13 or here. A7 with the G, that's this. A7. A little bluesy there. I would prefer the C sharp dim substitution. And then D minor. C sharp, let me talk about this. The diminished 7 sub. You take the A7 and you play a diminished 7 on the 3rd, 5th, flat 7, or flat 9 to give it a darker flavor. A7 flat 9, this. You can do that for your improv too. And that leads us as a secondary dominant to the D minor, which is your relative minor. And then the B minor 7 flat 5 here with the E, that's the 11. Very, very colorful. This is D minor stock. And then if you want the bass here for this, if you're doing solo guitar, which is what we're doing, you put the C here. And just take F major triad. It's a good hack. Get the bass like this. And then get the single note, the G natural. Notice the hack here. I just used octaves to fatten it. You could do D minor 11 if you wanted to. You don't have to put a chord for every single note, but you could. It's a good exercise too, but sometimes it's not very playable and it's too much. That's the 11, and then here's that B flat 7 with the E note if we wanted to keep it. And then the G was B flat 7, But again, that's to me just a pickup note, so I just do it as a single note. And then the A minor 7, and I'm gonna do D7 flat 9. That means diminish it. And then G minor 11, that's a sus, or G minor 9 with the 11. How about this? And here, for these notes, I think these sound better as just pickup notes. And notice, or octaves. F major 7. And then B flat. And right now I'm doing a tremolo. I was inspired by the Louis Bonfa version of it. Beautiful. Check it out. It's on YouTube, Louis Bonfa. He's the guy who wrote Black Orpheus, of course, and Gentle Rain, and Samba de Orpheus. Beautiful composer and guitar player, one of the greatest. So he's doing all this cool tremolo. That's why I was kind of stealing his idea. Tremolo, just, strumming very quickly, or it could be tremolo picking, but chords with tremolo too. That's more of a technique thing there, guitar technique. So again, right now we're treating the melody up high. Notice I just use octaves. And then this is the major 7, so we have this shape, or this shape, or this shape, if you want it fatter. And then we could do single notes or chords. And I went F6 9, F6, which is D minor 7, F6 9, and then this chord here, B flat 9, but I didn't put the bass. But see, this is where it can also be F minor 6 with the major 7. So there's a couple different names that we can use. Or again, we could just not do all those chords. We could just do octaves. And then hit the chord here. So sometimes when I see an 8th note figure, I don't bother with chords. I just do it as octaves, or maybe 6s. Or 10s. There's different things, different harmonization techniques. Octaves is definitely the quick and easy thing to do. That makes it sound fatter, like a chord. And then add the chord in. So F major 7. Single notes in that case. This is the quick and easy version of it. F minor 9. And notice how if I was over here, I could have went. I could have held the chord, which is really nice as well. And then I'm playing a B flat 13 because that's 13. And I just did some finger picking, minor 9. B flat 13. Again, I'm just kind of being rubato right now, freely. G minor 9, notice the hack of just barring across, so easy. And then getting the 9, as long as you're good at barring, right? Or back to this minor 9. Okay. Or here. Your choice. Or here. Or this. So again, this is very, very similar to what we did over here. That's why I'm just kind of now cruising through it. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I could just redo what we already had done. So we have this. Maybe do the octaves. Hold the shape. B flat 13. Maybe. And then. And there I put the chord, and I went 4 and E flat 9. So I went B flat with my thumb and the bass, and then I went, and then maybe this F major 7, G minor 11, A minor 9, See how this C is the pedal tone? I relocated it over there. And then in G minor 7 flat 5, B flat minor 6, G minor 7 flat 5. Put the B flat in the bass too. Like this. And then get kind of a walk up bass. Ooh, in here, for this A7, I'm going to put C sharp dim and make that a dim. Very popular chord. Some people call that C7 flat 9 or C13 with the flat 9 in the bass. I'm just going to call it C sharp dim. And then D minor. We're almost done with this arrangement. We'll have to play through it once. Octave, G9 with the 13 on top, which is what we did earlier, B minor 7 flat 5, if you recall, but now I'm doing this with the G in the bass because I want it fuller if I'm just playing solo guitar without a bass player. G sharp dim, that's a walk up, that's a sub, by the way, for E7, okay? That's a dim 7 sub, so guess what I'm going to do here? I did the diminish. Into the A minor. Diminish. 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 And then to end it, that deceptive cadence, half step above, using the F note as a G flat major 7, and then F major 7. And then as my student Doug had mentioned, oh, it'd be nice to rephrase that theme. Da 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 da. So you could do this, like your opening lick here, C, D, F, E, to end it. And this is a, you know, except you can sing the words if you're a singer, so tenderly, just as a tag. So tenderly. And then of course my go-to ending chord, the F major 7, sharp 11, so easy to play. You got the F, the C, the F again, the A, the major 7, the sharp 11, the B natural, and the major 7. It's great. You got to do this so if you're going to end it like that. Really close to the bridge. Little harmonic there. For a show. And again, that's probably something that I would do toward the end there. The great jazz singer Becky Kilgore, she also would say, you know, restate say the name of the song or what the song's about at the very end for the listener. She's a vocalist, so check her out if you haven't heard her. Becky Kilgore, Rebecca Kilgore. And we were given a workshop one time and she did that, and it's very powerful. She did it on the Summertime, where she sang those words, summertime, at the very end. And again, that's a very storytelling way of approaching it. So please think about that when you're playing the guitar too. Okay, the fun part is actually playing it. I think I'm just going to play it rubato because I'm kind of moving my cursor around a little bit. This is what we just did. Let's see how it feels. About this chord. Oh, it sounds pretty cool. Then I made this. Ooh, I like that now. I thought it was too low. Oops. G minor. Ooh, I like that. Then I don't know if I bought this. Well, let's try it. I'm keeping it down pretty low. I said I wasn't going to, but I did. That's where I might just take that up an octave. Again, I'm doing what Louis' bone does, but you check out his version. I'll do my version instead. We're on the G minor 9 here, if you don't know, right here. This is where I did D minor 11. I didn't do that earlier, but and then G sharp diminished. Those are all dims. C7. These are all dims. 5 flat 7 3. That's why I just went. And then this ending chord. And then may do this. Restate that. And then your ending chord, the ultimate chord after the penultimate chord. There's a couple things here that I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll slap that low E here. I want to see what that sounds like. So I'm going to go back to here. D minor, I added that, and then maybe this. Do I like that E? I don't know. I think I like the G sharp in the bass more, but I did like that D minor 11 if you can snag that. So this, gotta practice that. A lot of chords. Oops. Better not to look at the guitar. And then maybe, ooh, I got an idea. Penultimate chord. There you go. We just created a beautiful, simple arrangement for, well, I don't know about simple, but it's not a simple song, but it's a good song, you see, for chord melody, and then maybe just try it in time. Because now I know I don't like that too low, but now I went up an octave. And I can ad-lib and all that good stuff next. That would be the next part. That'll be in the next video is, hey, forget the melody. I want to just play around with chords, and that's super fun. But really, doing what we just did, that inspires me a lot. And we can always hint at the melody, but we can always ad-lib with chords too, for improvisation in chord melody style. Just not being super strict about getting every note of the melody, which is really nice to be able to do, especially if when the listener is singing, knows the tune and they're singing along with you, and you're making your guitar very lyrical. So I think that's a good thing to have down, is to be able to not just fake it, but learn the melody as written, and then give it a nice harmonization. And you got to try it out, make sure that you can play it in time. That's the true test, of course, too. But as guitar players, solo guitar players, we love to play very freely and very rubato. It's very, very expressive. We love to do a lot of sliding. You can have fun with playing around different octaves. Thank you so much for watching this behind-the-scenes bonus process video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. We'll see you all next time. Cheers.